You don't need a drink to feel like you're drinking. You need the right bottle. Today I'm counting down 7 of the best non-alcoholic spirits and 1 NA red that actually taste like they belong in a real cocktail class. 7. Abstinence Blood Orange Non-Alcoholic Aperitif. Let's start with something that looks and acts like an Italian-style bitter. Abstinence Blood Orange Aperitif. The moment I poured it over ice, it gave me that cocktail hour signal, deep citrus aroma, herbal bitterness, and a grown-up smell that says, this isn't juice pretending to be fancy. Flavor-wise, the blood orange note is the headline, bright, citrus-forward, and undeniably bittersweet. You also get a layered botanical backbone, including African wormwood and cinchona bark, which are the kind of ingredients that bring that tonic-like aperitif bitterness people usually miss in non-alcoholic options. Now here's where I'm a little critical. The bitterness can feel a touch assertive if you sip it too concentrated, especially if you're expecting something softer and sweeter. The balance improves a lot once you lengthen it with soda or sparkling wine alternatives, but neat or over a single cube, it can come off slightly intense. Another thing I noticed, in a spritz it's excellent, but if you try to use it as a one-to-one Campari-style replacement in more spirit-forward builds, you may want an extra element for body, like a richer vermouth alternative, or even a tiny splash of something with sweetness to round the edges. Where it shines is the easiest serve, blood orange aperitif, ice, and something fizzy. It also works beautifully when you want that bitter citrus grip in a zero-proof Boulevardier-style direction. Just expect to tweak sweetness and dilution to taste. 6. Thomson and Scott Noughty Red. Alright, this one isn't a spirit, but it earns a spot because a lot of people building a non-alcoholic bar also want a solid red wine moment. Noughty Rouge is a de-alcoholized Syrah from South Africa, vegan-friendly, and typically under 0.5% ABV. When I poured it, the color and aroma did a convincing job. Ripe red fruit, black pepper, and a floral hint that reads like dried rose petals. It's medium-bodied for a non-alcoholic red, and the peppery Syrah character helps it feel more wine-like than many NA reds that taste like grape tea. Now the honest downside, like a lot of de-alcoholized reds, the mid-palate can feel a little lighter than your brain expects because alcohol usually carries body and length. If you're coming straight from full-strength Syrah, you might notice the finish drops off quicker, even though oak tannins try to hold it together. Another small critique is that it's not the bottle I'd choose for slow sipping by itself if you want deep complexity. Its best use for me is alongside food, where acidity and spice can play off savory flavors. With the right meal, it becomes way more convincing. So I'd call Noughty Rouge a situational winner. Serve it slightly chilled, pair it with dinner, and it does the job of giving you the ritual of red wine without feeling like you're settling too hard. 5. Ritual Zero Proof Rum Alternative. Now we move into spirit alternatives, starting with Ritual Zero Proof Rum Alternative. The first impression is bold for a zero-proof rum. You get molasses-like depth, warm baking spice, and a sweet vanilla thread that hits fast. On the nose, I picked up that dark rum illusion, caramel molasses territory. Then it pivots into spice, cinnamon, ginger, and star anise energy. The brand also calls out ripe banana and bitter orange, and in mixed drinks, I actually did notice a fruity warmth that feels tropical rather than candy-like. In a simple rum and coke style build, it performs the way most people want an NA rum to perform. It doesn't disappear behind the mixer. It brings enough character that you still feel like you're drinking a rum drink, not a cola with aromatics. The mouthfeel is pretty solid for the category, especially in cocktails where ice and carbonation help. And if you're someone who likes spiced rum drinks, mules, eggnog-style mixes, holiday punches, this is designed for that lane. My favorite use, a fast, party-proof mocktail, ritual rum alternative, ginger beer, lime, and lots of crushed ice. It's not trying to be a delicate sipping rum, it's a confident mixer that understands why people buy rum in the first place. 4. Seedlip Garden 108. Seedlip Garden is one of the cleanest, most chefy bottles in the non-alcoholic world. It's built around peas and traditional garden herbs, rosemary, thyme, and spearmint, so the profile is green, savory, and fresh instead of sweet. When I tasted it, what stood out is how intentionally non-gin it is. No juniper, no fake gin burn, just a bright herbal identity that makes sense on its own terms. You get top notes that read like peas, hay, and hops. Then it settles into that herb garden finish. This is the bottle I pull out when someone says, "I don't want a sugary mocktail." Over ice with tonic, it becomes crisp and adult, like a botanical soda that accidentally became fancy. It's also a cocktail builder's ingredient because it plays well with cucumber, lemon, basil, even a tiny pinch of salt if you're doing something culinary. If you've ever wanted a drink that feels like a spa day but still looks like a real cocktail, this is that. One note from real use: don't judge it neat. This category is designed for mixing, and Garden 108 absolutely comes alive with dilution and a quality mixer. 3. Caleño Dark and Spicy Tropical Alcohol-Free Rum. Caleño is all about tropical flavor. Pineapple, coconut, ginger, vanilla, cola nut, and lime are the signature directions here. It's inspired by that party energy, tiki-adjacent style, and it genuinely smells like a vacation drink waiting to happen. In the glass, I get pineapple first, bright and juicy, followed by coconut and vanilla smoothing it out. The spicy side is more aromatic warmth than heat, which is actually a plus if you don't want harsh burn in your mocktails. Where it wins is classic rum mocktail territory. It's basically begging to be used in a dark and stormy style build with ginger ale or ginger beer and a squeeze of lime. That simple combo makes it feel complete, balanced, refreshing, and not trying too hard. It also works in cola because the tropical notes give a different vibe than a standard spiced rum alternative, more fruit-forward and playful. If you're serving a group, it's the easiest crowd pleaser bottle on this list. If your goal is an exact replica of aged rum funk, this isn't that. It's a tropical rum replacement built for mixed drinks. Treat it like a cocktail ingredient, not a sipping spirit, and it delivers. 2. Spiritless Kentucky 74 Non-Alcoholic Bourbon Whiskey. Kentucky 74 is the bottle I reach for when someone misses bourbon cocktails specifically. Old fashions, whiskey and cola, bourbon sours, that whole universe. The flavor targets familiar bourbon notes, caramel, vanilla, and oak, and it's designed to give a smooth, cocktail-ready finish. The reason it stands out is structure. It has that darker, barrel-inspired profile that many NA whiskeys struggle to create without tasting watery. In an old-fashioned style mocktail, it holds its own once you add bitters and a little sweetness, because those classic flavors lock together fast. It's also not just hype. Kentucky 74 has been recognized in competition settings, including being named Best Non-Alcoholic Spirit and receiving a gold medal at the LA Spirits Awards. That doesn't automatically mean you'll love it, but it does line up with my experience that it's built for serious mixing. When I used it in a bourbon and ginger style drink, it kept that vanilla oak impression even as the mixer tried to take over. That's a big deal in zero-proof spirits. The good ones don't vanish. If you're buying one bottle to make your non-drinking friends feel like they're still part of the whiskey cocktail ritual, Kentucky 74 is a strong choice. 1. Lyre's Italian Orange Non-Alcoholic Spirit. Lyre's Italian Orange takes the top spot because it nails the experience people actually want from an orange aperitif. Bright citrus up front, bitter complexity in the middle, and that pithy, drying finish that makes you want another sip. The tasting profile is led by blood orange and red citrus, with a lingering bitterness that feels intentionally aperitivo, not like a sweet orange soda. What impressed me most is how versatile it is. You can build a simple spritz with soda or tonic, and it still tastes layered and cocktail-like, meaning it doesn't need a long list of ingredients to feel complete. It also plays well in more classic bitter builds. If you're doing a zero-proof Negroni-style drink, it works as that orange bitter anchor, especially when paired with complementary NA botanicals. In real-life use, this is the bottle that makes guests stop mid-sip and go, "Wait, this is non-alcoholic?" It gives you the bitterness, the citrus snap, and that aperitif sophistication that's usually the hardest thing to recreate without alcohol. So if you're building a home bar and you want one party starter bottle that instantly upgrades your zero-proof menu, Lyre's Italian Orange is it. Buying guide. A good short buying guide for non-alcoholic spirits comes down to 3 things: what you like to drink, how you'll use it, mixing versus sipping, and whether you want bitterness, sweetness, or spice. I can't pull fresh pricing availability right now, but here's a practical guide you can use immediately. Pick your base style. Aperitif bitter orange fan, spritzes Negroni style, choose an Italian orange or blood orange aperitif. Whiskey fan, old-fashioned style, bourbon and cola. Choose an NA bourbon style spirit. Rum fan, Cuba Libre dark and stormy style, tropical. Choose an NA rum alternative, spiced or tropical, not sweet, fresh and herbal. Highballs, choose a botanical distilled non-alcoholic spirit. Decide how you'll use it. Mostly cocktails, prioritize bold flavor concentration. These hold up to mixers, ice, and citrus. Mostly light drinks, choose botanical aperitif styles that taste great with just soda, tonic. Check labels for practical details. ABV, many are 0.0%, some are 0.5%. Sugar, aperitifs can run sweeter, botanicals are often lower sugar. Storage, some bottles do better refrigerated after opening. Follow the producer's guidance. Quick pairing cheat sheet. Bitter orange aperitif, soda water plus orange slice, or tonic plus lemon. NA bourbon, bitters plus simple syrup plus orange peel, old-fashioned style. NA rum, ginger beer plus lime, or cola plus lime. Botanical spirit, tonic cucumber, or soda plus mint plus lime. If you tell me your usual drink, Negroni, rum and coke, gin and tonic, old-fashioned, etc., and whether you prefer sweet or dry, I'll recommend the best match from your 7-to-1 list. And that's my countdown of the best non-alcoholic spirits that actually taste like they belong in a cocktail. Whether you're building a zero-proof bar, cutting back, or just want a better option for weeknights. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which one would you try first? Bitter orange, bourbon, rum, or something herbal? And if you've already tried any of these bottles, drop your honest rating so we can help everyone find the winners. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.